Hey guys, it's Scared Eye 7 from Scared Eye Productions, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to do the regular boneless. The boneless is my favorite trick, period. There's no trick I like more than the boneless. It is the funnest, most creative trick you can ever do on a longboard. There's so many variations you can do with a boneless. You can do it downstairs, gaps, tables, even anything. Just you can be as creative as you want. And this video is going to teach you just how to do this trick. So your troubleshooting for this trick is going to be, you're going to want to have your front foot in the front of the board, close to the nose, and you're going to want to have your back foot anywhere from the tail to just above the tail. Now the reason for this is because you don't really need a tail to actually do this, because when you actually lift it up, it'll snap on its own. But if you don't have a small tail, you might want to put it on that small tail just to help it out. So for the regular boneless, there are going to be 3 steps. The first step is going to be the grab and taking off your front foot. The second step is going to be the lift, and the third step is going to be the leveling out and landing. The first step of this trick is going to be the grab and taking off your front foot. And the way you're going to start this out is firstly by starting to grab. So you're going to bend down and you're going to use your right hand if you're regular and your left hand if you're goofy. And you're going to grip using the palm of your hand, so the center of your hand, and grip it using your fingers. Now I would suggest putting your hand somewhere in the middle of the board so that you would have a good sense of balance. And while you're doing that and bend your knees, you're going to want to take your front foot. Now the key with this is when you take it off and you put your front foot onto the ground, you want to put it in a way that's going to be easier to allow it to go jump back on. So I would actually suggest just putting it straight. The second step of this trick is going to be the lift. Now once you take your front foot off and grab the board, once you grab the board, you're going to want to start to do the lift. Now for the lift, an important step that you need to take is that once you start the lift, you need to start to lift your back foot above the board. Now you don't want it to be super far above the board, otherwise it won't have control over the board, but you want to have your back foot a little bit above the board. Now I suggest only a couple of inches, just have it a little bit above where you can kind of control the board, but it won't be stuck. And the reason why you don't want it stuck to the board is because you won't be able to lift. So once your back foot is above, you can start to bring the board up, and you want to bring the board forward and up, kind of going diagonal. It's easy to bring the board up. What I don't want you to do is just lift it straight up. I want you to bring it forward and up, kind of like a rocket going into the sky. This will help get the board to its maximum peak. Now once you do this and you lift your back foot up, once your back foot hits the board, that's when the lift is done. The last step of this trick is going to be the landing. And what you're going to want to do for this is, firstly, when you lift the board, your back foot's going to get to a point where it cannot go farther up anymore. So that's when your board is going to hit your back foot. Once this happens, you want to let go of your hand, and your back foot is going to start to push on the board. It's going to start to push it down. But because your back foot is anchored to the board and the board is like flat, this will not be an issue of verticalness or popsicling because your board is flat. Now what you're going to want to do is, while this is occurring and your back foot is anchoring the board, you're going to want to have your front foot jump back on the board while your back foot is holding the board. That might be really confusing, but in order to just break it down, you can practice having your board held up and then just jumping back on. And each time you're going to want to do it, you're going to want to make your front foot moving back on the board as quick as possible. The faster you do it, the more stylish it's going to look. The first common error that could occur is not having enough lift. So basically, the way to prevent this is by practicing the lift. So when you lift up, the key part and the main error of this thing is that you're not lifting your back foot up enough in this error. So what you need to do is you need to practice the lift, but especially practice the lift of lifting up your back foot. Because if you lift up your back foot, you'll at least get it up a little bit higher. Another thing you want to do is you're going to want to make sure you lift it up until the board hits your back foot and levels out, because if you don't, it's going to end up going rock like that. The second common error is when you have too much lift. And the way to prevent this is that when you lift up, you are supposed to stop lifting up and just let go of the board when your back foot hits the board. But this occurs when you keep going after. So when you hold it for too long or you try to push it forward after, the result is that the board might also flip forward. and you don't want that because you just want the board to be leveled out. But if you go over, it might start to flip, and you don't want it to flip. So what I would suggest to do is just practice the lift again, but make sure that when you do the lift, you have to practice once the board hits your back foot, just let go. That's the main thing you should practice if you have this common error. Alright guys, this is my tutorial for the boneless. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions or concerns about this trick, just leave me a comment below and I will surely get back to you. Also, any more tricks you guys want to learn, just leave it in the comments below as well. And as always, I will see you in the next video.